there to try to say that I was denied access. What kind of country are we doing if the court can't take control of itself and its precincts? It's just like Parliament has the privileges that nobody can be arrested within the grounds of Parliament. I think nobody should be given injustice in the grounds of a court premises. These fellows have been denied their justice within court premises, and it is completely unjust. But why then lie to counsel? Why deny them access to counsel?
There's an issue of lying. That is the police. The people who are arrested.
It is important.
They're the one who, if they lie to you that they get to Karua, they are the one who lied. It should be.
No, Your Honor, I very humbly and respectfully disagree with you. It is important for you to query the police and the constitution, whether they actually say it so that you can decide whether to admit this charge or not.
Also to hear from the prosecution.
Your Honor, with your kind permission, my colleague Mr. Huyu will address you, but will also address you. But we'll start with Mr. Huyu.
Your Honor, Ms. Kamburugu reminds me that he's also part of the prosecution team. However, Your Honor, with a lot of humility and respect for the landed senior Mr. Ndubi, we will pray that these proceedings be a little more organized, number one. And number two is that Mr. Ndubi should be a little more clearer on the nature of the applications he's making. If I got him right, one of the applications landed senior is making is that to reject the charges brought before you. And my understanding is that he's premising that application for rejection on, among other grounds, number one, a question of duplicity of the charges. Mr. Ndubi appears, I'm not sure he'll clarify, to be asking you to reject the charges on the grounds, number one, that they are bad for duplicity. And number two, that there has been a violation of certain fundamental rights and freedoms fundamental rights and freedoms under the Constitution of Kenya 2010. And finally, number three, that as we speak, there is no substantive holder of the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. If I got him right, I would like to respond to those three issues. And as I do so, because these are very serious constitutional issues raised by the Learned Council, is that this court can only operate within the confines of its jurisdiction. Your jurisdiction is defined by Section 8 of the Magistrates' Courts Act. And because of the jurisdictional issue, I'll start from that. That section limits your ability to hear, entertain, and or determine 8 of the Magistrates' Court Act 2015. That for good order, you can only hear or entertain and determine issues relating to alleged violation of fundamental rights and freedoms limited to Article 25A and B. Article 25A and B of the Constitution. And so that with a lot of empathy and sympathy, anything outside that falls out of your jurisdiction, and a proper application on the basis thereof is vested in the High Court by dint of Article 1653 of the Constitution. Having said so, The officers of the Director of Public Prosecutions, or said differently, the mandate of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is exercised directly by the Director of Public Prosecutions under Article 157(1), or in terms of delegated authority by officers appointed, including the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions. We have two of them before you this morning. And the signer, if that were an English word, of the charges before you, the approver of the charges, Mr. Murugu, who sits before you this morning. To that extent, the charges were properly reviewed and approved. And the validity of the charges as far as the existence of a substantive holder of the office does not arise. For clarity, the departure of Mr. Nordin Haji from the office of the DPP did not invalidate the authority of the officers of the ODPP.